Let me grab his link for Talvista.
Hey, Scott.
Hey, Kirsten. Good to see you again. Hi, Chris.
Hey, Scott. How's it going?
Good, thanks.
Tell everyone where you are calling in from today.
I'm in a little sleepy community about an hour south of Salt Lake City, Utah.
All right, Utah. Never been to Utah. Have you been to Bryce Canyon?
My wife and I did 7 national parks and monuments for our anniversary 2 months ago.
No way.
All through southern Utah. It was wonderful.
Awesome. Yeah, I definitely want to get out there one day. Well, Scott is from Talvista. He's the founder and president, right?
CEO, yep.
CEO, yep. All right. Give us a quick, just introductory description of what you guys do.
I'd love to. So my screen should be coming through. There we go.
Yep. Just click over your tab. There you go.
Is my screen coming up?
Yep. We can see it.
So Talvista, our vision at Talvista is to help companies see beyond the obvious. And so my partner, Elaine Orler, and I, who have a combined total of over 30 years in the TA space, set out to create a platform that we deem our conscious inclusion decision support platform. Now, when we first started the company, we talked about how to manage and mitigate bias and unconscious bias. And every time we said that word bias, everyone's cringed. Everyone just thought, wait a minute, I don't have bias, but we know that all human beings have bias. So we kind of flipped that. I'm a recovering marketer. And so we came up with the term conscious inclusion. And Kirsten and I have talked about that in the past, I know. But when we start talking about that with recruiters and hiring managers, now they lean in and say, how can I help the initiative that the company has for us to be more consciously inclusive? And before I forget, I want to say that anybody who comes and visits our demo request site and mention the Diversity Technology Expo, which we're thrilled to be a part of today, we will offer a 30-minute diversity assessment of your plans, your processes with any demo requests. So we're excited to be here and talk about our 3 modules today.
Okay.
I'll put that link in the chat there for you, Scott.
Thank you. Any questions before I start off?
No, fire away.
So with our platform, we know that being consciously inclusive doesn't start or stop with any one step in the process, which is why we take a holistic approach to helping our clients be more consciously inclusive. From attraction with improving job descriptions or other candidate-facing content, to then helping hiring managers review resumes that are redacted. So we're going to show that here today. And then we round out with our structured interview platform. Now, I said that we take a holistic approach. Some of our clients only want to use 1 or 2 of our modules, so they are available individual of the other. And so what I thought I'd do is jump right into the platform. Chris, let me know if my tab comes up.
You got a bunch of tabs open there. Click over to. Oh, you already had it shared, Scott. So,
yeah. So I'm trying to click. Oh, there we go.
Yep.
Okay, perfect. So when a user, I'm going right into a requisition that would exist in our platform. And within this requisition, there are a number of things that can be done. You'll see here that we give some up next items. I preloaded some candidates here that we're going to talk about for a moment. But I want to start with our job descriptions. So with job descriptions, we are based 100% in research. And so there was research conducted to identify, are there words that cause candidates to not apply? We've now taken that research and put it into our algorithms, and we will highlight the words that we identify as problematic to improve those, such as strong. When you hover over the word strong, we provide you research-based alternatives to the word strong. You'll notice here in the top left, we have a score of -13. When I optimize the word strong to excellent, that takes the place of that, and we improve the score to a -11. Our objective is to help to get you to a neutral or more inclusive score around 0. We see our clients that achieve that neutral score and post those optimized job descriptions achieve a 30% increase in diverse candidates applying for those jobs. That includes females, people of color, and people with disabilities. Now, one of our results most recently is from Raytheon Technologies, who it surpassed that 30% increase and saw about a 50% increase in both female applicants applying and people of color. So we're really excited about that. So that's our first module.
Okay.
What I want to spend most of our time is with how we help hiring managers be more consciously inclusive in the resume review process. So as you see here, I've loaded a couple of candidates here. I can add additional candidates in a manual mode. I'm bringing in a file folder that I have. I can grab a candidate or several and drag and drop them as a recruiter. When I do that as a recruiter, now those candidates are available to be reviewed. The hiring manager can be notified by email, or if there's an integration with their ATS, whether it's Taleo, Smart Recruiters, iSIMS, etc., they can be notified that way, and they'll click in. So I have an admin screen that I'm showing now. I have a hiring manager behind that. When I scroll up, you'll notice that the hiring manager does not have visibility to the names of the candidates. We redact those so that the hiring manager will not approach that review process with any preconceived notions. When they're ready to review, they'll click Resume Review, and here they have an opportunity to review that here are the competencies that I'm going to be reviewing these candidates on. A huge step for being consciously inclusive is to set the scoring matrix that you're going to do that review on. If this is an entry-level position, let's say that education is the most important. I'm going to prioritize education and drag that to the top. Experience will bring here to the middle somewhere. Skills, let's remove location and referrals. So we have just now set the matrix that every candidate will be compared against, as opposed to a randomized, well, I like this one, I didn't like this one. Now each candidate will receive a standardized objective score with the resume review process. And we start the review. The first thing you'll notice is, Scott, that looks like an actual resume. In fact, this is a LinkedIn profile that a candidate submitted as their resume, and we redact out personal information, names, email addresses, social media handles. That happens automatically. We then have options that you can redact out names of companies, the year that a candidate worked for that company, perhaps even the name of a school that that candidate attended, and the date or year that they attended that school. By redacting these core pieces of information, now the hiring manager is focused on skills, experience, and competencies rather than being influenced by a name or a school or an affiliation that may denote a race, gender, or ethnicity. With this method, now a reviewer will go through and answer questions. Does this candidate possess the education for the competencies I'm looking for? Yes. Skills, maybe. Certifications, no. Experience, maybe. And they go on to the next candidate. And you'll see here, totally different format, and yet it's still the original resume. We think there's great value in reviewing the original resume as opposed to a screen scrape, because this way you get to see how a candidate represents themselves, what they think is most important, and how they prioritize what they want you to see. And you continue to go through, answer these questions, and when you're done, you'll now come to our final report that will show you the objective review score. So in this case, Lulu had a 94, Ben a 70, and Mahe a 55. I'm going to come back to my admin screen and refresh, and you'll see those scores update here. And so with these scores, now you have additional data points with which to make your decision and disposition these candidates based on objective reviews, rather than being subjective of, this candidate went to UCLA, that's my alma mater, I want to make sure they're at the top of the pile, but maybe they don't have the skills to do the job. With a blind screening, which by the way is research-based, lots of research around blind screening opportunities with the original resume ensures that qualified candidates, regardless of race, gender, or ethnicity, are advanced through the hiring funnel. That's how we help our clients achieve a greater diversity workforce that have the skills and abilities to do that job.
Very nice, Scott.
come back to you here. Oh, how do I stop that?
I'll close you out there. No worries.
Okay, you do have a question, Scott. Do you integrate with the ATS, or can you just upload a job description for review and amendment?
We can do both. So in manual, you can copy a job description, paste it into our content engine. It'll do the analysis, optimize. Then you can copy it out and save it to a Word document that is your optimized content folder. Or with an integration, like with any of the ATSs, the rec will start in the ATS. You then click optimize that job description. It will send it through Open API to our platform. The optimization happens in Talvista. And when you click save, it will send the optimized job description back to the ATS.
Okay. Any other questions for Scott?
Any other last words of advice, Scott?
You know, think of the challenge as being consciously inclusive. I heard yesterday and maybe even this morning that diversity is about being human. It's not about the numbers. In fact, Kirsten, I think you may have said that early in the intro. It's not about the numbers. Of course, we need to track the statistics, but being diverse is about being human and connect with the human side. Have a great day, and thank you for having me here today.
There's one more question. Do we have time for it?
Yep, go ahead.
It asks, do you have many large employers that are government contractors?
So the client that we're permitted to talk about that I mentioned earlier, Raytheon Technologies and Aerospace, pretty large government contractor and employer. And so we started out with about 25 recruiters in a pilot scenario last year. We now just trained 150 recruiters as they are beginning to roll this out across their organization.
Very nice.
Awesome. Well, appreciate it, Scott. Thanks for coming on today. Talk to us about Talvista and what you guys do. Pretty great tool. I like the holistic approach that you're taking there. So great job and continued success.
Thank you very much. Talk to you later.
All right.